There we go. So we are live now. Hello and good evening. I tried to press go live at 9 o'clock, but it kept just spinning around saying it's trying to load and there's some issue there. So thankfully I was able to refresh that and get it live on this stream. So I didn't have to set up a brand new one like I did last Thursday. But yeah, let's get into it then. So actually ended up being 4 people that dropped some pre-raffle course sort of join up questions here. So we'll get through these here. Mike H. I'm not saying the surnames just in case people don't want them mentioned live on here, but yeah, Mike H. You'll know who you are. Has a few questions here. So first one is, when do the lessons start? So the lessons have already started. So I've just yesterday posted lesson number 7. And basically, obviously, I'm starting off with the basics and, everything a beginner would need to know. And then as I go through it and I make more lessons and put more videos on, they'll get more and more advanced, So yeah, they've already started there. Then you said, how often are the lessons? So at the moment, I'm trying to do one sort of every other day. On occasion, I've been able to do one and then do another one the next day. But yeah, like every other day at the moment. The goal is actually to have all the lessons on the members area by the end of May. So that gives you an indication there of like when all the lessons will be on. And then the next question from Mike H is, are they recorded, i.e. if I can't make one for any reason? So yeah, absolutely. The recorded and posted into the members area, and literally you just go on there whenever you get chance. Obviously if you could spare, I think at the moment the shortest lesson was like 8 minutes, and then most of them are like between 15 to 20 minutes long. So say you just had 15 minutes spare, you could just go on and watch one lesson and kind of fit it around. I think on most of them, yeah, I guess on a couple of them, you do need to be watching the screen. But if say you were driving to work and you wanted to put your, if you got Bluetooth on, you can just connect it to your car stereo. There'd be absolutely nothing stopping you listening to it on the way to work, something like that. And then obviously if it was something that you needed to actually look at the screen, you could go back over it later and sort of listen back and look at the screen again. I sometimes need that where I'll be trying to learn something and it won't sink in the first time. I'm sure there's a few other people like that as well. So I have to go back and like check it again just to make sure it's all sank in there. Then you said, are they interactive? I mean, they're not live lessons, but in a way, they are interactive with the fact that if there's something that you're not sure about, then straight away in the members only Discord, you can ask me a question, and I'll be able to reply to you pretty much straight away. If it's Monday to Friday during the day, I'm on my computer sort of most of the day, apart from like a hour here or there. So yeah, I'm quite responsive to any questions. So it's not like you have to wait for like a day or whatever. Well, probably those of you that are on the Profit Boss Facebook group, you see how like quick I am to get back to people's questions. So and then if there's been any questions where I've noticed, like say on like, I don't know, just as an example, lesson 3, there's been some questions on it. What I'm doing is I'm putting like a FAQ section, frequently asked questions, below each video. And if there is like a repetitive question frequently asked, then I'm placing it under that lesson. So then obviously if anyone else watches it in future, then they can just see the answer to more than likely the questions that they had anyway. It might have just been one thing that I didn't quite manage to cover in the lesson that just slipped my mind, but obviously the answer to that question is then below the video anyway. Next question from Mike there is, can both me and my partner be on the lesson, or is it just one person per lesson? Yeah, listen, if you join up to the course, the community, and you sat there and you want to watch it together with your partner, then yeah, that's absolutely fine. But yeah, obviously it wouldn't be permitted for you to join it and then just share the videos around with anyone. But I think most people wouldn't do that anyway because they've paid to join. So they'd probably be thinking like, well, if they want to watch it, they should pay and join. But yeah, if it's something like your, partner or your brother or sister or whatever, and they happen to be there and they also want to watch with you, then that's absolutely fine. And then the final question there from Mike H is this all tax free? So no, it's not tax free. It's definitely different to sort of match betting, value betting profits. They are tax free, but this is actually a business that you're setting up. You're looking to set it up, grow it, build it into something that's going to be very profitable for you, making money for you. So what you need to do is actually do a self-assessment before January 31st, is it, each year? And there will be in a more advanced lesson. I mean, in one lesson, I've already touched on when you like withdraw the money from competition, so you've been paid from it, how you would do that to keep track of your taxes and everything. So that's covered in there. And then a more advanced lesson would be I'll literally go through how you would sort out the self-assessment. It's very easy to do on the HMRC website. It's nothing like complicated, but yeah, that'll be covered in a lesson there as well. So you got nothing to worry about with that. And so I hope that those answer your questions there, Mike H. And then Lee B, so surname starting with a B. So Lee has said here, I think a concern might be that I would only be advertising the price to offer to raffle users. I don't have any social media page / followers, so I would pick the price, set it up, but then not sure who would see or enter and if enough people will. So as I was talking about on last week's live stream, because a couple of people have mentioned this where they're like a bit unsure that they would get the ticket sales because they've got no social media following, no sort of Facebook pages, YouTube channels, whatever it is, Instagram pages, anything like that, with a potential audience that would buy tickets, potential customers. And to start with, that's absolutely fine. It's how I started. Although I have subscribers to this channel, there were a few subscribers of the channel, like when I first started, that were buying some tickets. So that was a slight help. So I appreciate people that did. But a lot of the ticket sales were coming from raffle users. And since I started just over a year ago, raffle has just grown and grown and grown. It's like thousands and thousands more people on there looking to buy tickets. There's like a couple more. I've noticed maybe a few more people have started up doing competitions on there compared to just over a year ago. But the ratio of people going on to buy tickets versus people going on to set competitions up is massively out of proportion. It's like in the thousands of people are on there to buy tickets. I understand why that would be a concern, but you're literally selling tickets to the people already on raffle that trust the site, that have they've got their bank details connected to raffle already. They're ready to buy tickets for your competitions that you set up. Then more down the line, and actually it was in the last lesson I did, it is covered how you would go about building, starting to build a social media following, and there'll be more lessons on that with lots of different strategies. Like it's not just your basic strategies that I'm covering that I think most people know. There's some quite clever ones that I'm going to be putting in there as well. So nothing to worry about there with that, Lee. James M saying, rather than have money tied up in match betting, I know you can't guarantee anything, but would you expect the returns to be higher on raffle? So I mean, if you want to compare making money with match betting to starting your own competition business, hosting competitions on Raffle, I would say if you have not yet started match betting, the ultimate thing to do really would be to start match betting and not do competitions yet. Don't start doing competitions on Raffle. Make all the profit that you can do with match betting. With opening bookie account offers, all the free bets, bet and get offers, and so on. Then doing the more advanced strategies, two ups, extra places, etc. Then once you start to get run out of those bet and get offers where there's less free bets coming in, then you could maybe transition to value betting. Then once you're restricted from value betting, then I would be using the each way sniper software and doing, because you can do low stakes with that and still get good value bets on and still make a profit. Then ultimately you're going to have your bookie accounts closed down and really, really struggle to bring any profit in. At that point, which could be 6 to 9 months down the line, at that point when you're really, really struggling for a match betting profit, then I would personally then I'd be looking at, okay, what can I do next online to make money? And I promise I'm not just saying this because I happen to have a course / community set up for it. I really, really don't think there is anything better people could be doing than setting up their own competitions on Raffle. And there's actually a video that's just gone live on the channel at 9 o'clock, so 13 or so minutes ago. And you'll see in that video, like, I talk about 5 things you can do after you've been banned by the bookies. And the method where I talk about Raffle, yeah, you can see with the other methods that it's just, there's so many different like barriers to entry with it. Whereas setting up your competitions on Raffle, they're very like, it's just about putting the effort into setting them up. And obviously with myself showing you how to set them up, it's just so straightforward, really, compared to other ways to make money online. So I hope that answers your question there, James M. And then the final submission of questions here is from Mark L. And Mark's just said, having a bit of a hard time seeing how it will be sustainable as the platform doesn't seem to have enough ticket buyers. So selling tickets on Raffle, there's not enough ticket buyers. Interested to hear your thoughts on the live stream. So as I just mentioned, actually, so it's kind of covered in a previous question there without me realizing, but the amount of growth that Raffle is having and how many more users are joining the platform as ticket buyers. So you've got, obviously, we're doing the setup of the competitions. We're the businesses setting them up, and then you got the ticket buying side. The ratio is just off the charts. Like, there's literally a few people starting up and hosting them on there, and then even within that, because I've had a few people mention like, oh, is it not too competitive? I think maybe if like Raffle went bigger and bigger and more people were setting up competitions, but then guess what? There'd be even more people joining the platform to buy tickets. So I think even in, say, 5 years' time, if Raffle's even bigger than it already is, because I think, was it 9 years it's been going now, or 12 years? It's like around a decade, basically, Raffle's been going. So say it's already a big platform, but say it's even bigger in 5 years' time. I really, really think the ratio, if it continues like it has done over this past year, it's just going to be, there'll be 1,000 people join the platform as a ticket buyer, and then every 1,000 people that join to buy tickets, there's probably 10 people, or maybe even less, maybe 5 people that are setting up competitions on there and putting the effort into setting them up. So yeah, with regards to sustainability, because I think the reason why people are asking, like, is it sustainable, and how long is it going to last? I think it's because like pretty much 99% of the Profit Boss subscribers are from a match betting background. Like that's how you found my channel, because you either you're already match betting or you wanted to start doing a side hustle, which, you know, match betting was it. And you maybe everyone's gotten used to this, oh, it's going to make good money to start with, but then it's going to run out and dry up, and then the profit's going to die off. I think with this, it's the exact opposite. It's if you build a page, just think about it. If you, any business that you build on and you carry on increasing your customer base, like my Boss Competitions page on Raffle now has, I think the last time I checked, it was like around 1,300 or 1,400 followers. I remember like 10 months ago ish, and I was looking at it, and I think I wasn't even at like 100 followers, and I was looking forward to reaching 100 followers, and I was like, oh, I can't wait to get 100. And then like out of nowhere, it just started growing more and more, and then I hit 1,000 followers on there before I even realized it. And that's the thing, if you're building your page, like in another year's time, now I'm at like that 1,300, 1,400 followers. In another year from now, I could literally be at like 3,000 or 4,000 followers on there, especially with building other social media followings to get more customers there. So my profit that I'm making from it could actually be double again in a year from now. So yeah, I think it's the opposite of, is it going to make money to start with and then die off? I think if you carry on building it and you want to put the effort in, then yeah, it's something you can just build on and grow to be more and more profitable. Maybe month by month, I'd say probably every 3 months you would notice a difference, every 6 months, and then by the year you would notice, I think, a big, well, I've definitely noticed a huge difference from starting to now. So yeah, I hope that answers your question there, Mark L, with regards to sustainability. But yeah, that was just a few questions that I had from a few people there. Obviously, if you are wanting to get joined up and start your competition business, then the link's in the description there for that'll take you to the free starter guide. And then at the bottom of that page, there's a video there sort of explaining more and like how much money I've been making each month there. And then there's like another link below that to get joined up there. As I said before, I will be closing off any new sort of members to join up by the end of May, because I think by like it would have been all the month of May that people that are interested in getting going with this and making some good profit from it would have joined up by then. So I just want to then focus on those members that have joined up, and I'll basically not stop sharing that I'm, you know, have this course and community, but I'll take my efforts away from that, and I'll literally just be focused on, you know, producing more content to help members on there really rocket propel their sales there. So yeah, you have until the end of the month to get joined up. I will, if you have any further questions, then comment on a Facebook post I'll be doing on the Profit Boss Facebook group, and or onto this live stream if you want to comment below, and I'll add your questions in for next Thursday at 9 p.m.'s live stream. And I believe, so let me just check the date on that. Yeah, 22nd of May. So we'll go live next Thursday at 9 p.m. And then the 29th of May, on that Thursday at 9 p.m., I'll also go live as well there. That'll be the last one then, because then obviously it's just 2 days left there until I'll close off the membership sign up. But yeah, thank you for listening to me, and cheers and bye for now then.